Great job. Good evening. That will take a roll call for approval. Roll call.
Trustee Barry.
Present.
Trustee Alette. Here. Trustee Zebrowski.
Here.
Trustee McCall.
Here.
Trustee Bell.
Here.
Trustee Gifford.
Here.
Present.
Here, thank you. Take a approval of minutes for regular board meeting September 15th and regular board meeting of October 6th.
Make a motion to the board to approve the regular board meeting minutes of September 2020 and regular board meeting minutes of October 6th, 2020. All members have received these prior and they will look them over. I'd like to thank all of you for adding the agenda that I asked for last time. Thank you.
Any corrections or discussion? If there's none, we'll take a roll call for approval.
Trustee Barry.
Aye.
Trustee Alette.
Aye.
Trustee Zebrowski.
Aye.
Trustee McCall.
Aye.
Trustee Bell.
Aye.
Trustee Gifford.
Aye.
Present.
Aye, thank you very much. Moving on to item number 6, we have new communications tonight, 20-06. Homeless. Special use building permit for proposed addition to main resident and garage at 5812 Northway in Greenville. I'll take a motion to approve this charge. John, please.
Move to refer the special use building permit request for 6812 Northway to the planning commission and the plan consultant for their review and recommendation. Second motion.
Any discussion on this item? Roll call, please.
Trustee Alette. Aye. Trustee Zebrowski.
Aye.
Trustee McCall.
Aye.
Trustee Bell.
Aye.
Trustee Gifford.
Aye.
President Bergen.
Aye.
Trustee Barry.
With that, we'll move on to item number 6, which is the first citizen comment period. Anyone wishing to come up and make a comment, 3 minutes as a one person and 5 to 2 representatives. Anybody in your first round here? Linda, thank you.
Good evening. Linda Larson, 5586 Municipal Square. October 10th, we celebrated at the Bash Rally. We had beautiful weather and I was very pleased with the turnout. And I was very thankful for everybody that did come and all the speakers and Ken Skronsky who did lead the parade. I was busy with other things, taking down the sound equipment. But I was very humbled and again, I just want to give a special thank you to our men that defend us and are always there to protect us. So, thank you.
And thank you, Linda, for leading this up. All right, anyone else, this first round discussion? If there's none, we'll move on. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Just name and address for the record.
My name is Mel Bass and I reside at 600 Clover Lane. I'm here to report you today to make decisions for our community. I'm a nurse with 20 years of practice and specialty in heart transplant and cardiothoracic surgery. We take these 6 patients at the hospital. And at the beginning of the pandemic, our staff is not only care for COVID patients, but they're considered essential. It takes over 3 years to complete and all the equipment and procedures on our patient. There was quickly evident COVID patients that the sickest requiring support to the immune system provide, and we were deployed on the hospital. Cares of the ventilators and when the bed failed, oxygen body with ECMO, the out of body mechanical, assisted oxygenation device. These are garden hoses the size of, I should say, garden tubes, the size of garden hoses in the body, in the groin, to receive and take blood from the ECMO machine. Ventilators assisted for gas in the neck, case pump open. 12 IV pumps to the central IV access to the neck, and every part of the body is full and fluid overloaded. Only holding patients from side to side, muscle wasting and stiffness and strain from all the months of bed. This is a long. These are the worst cases, but ventilated, sedated, and septic patients are primarily on the when you see the worst case scenario, they're very aware of how quickly the course can change if the patient takes off an additional virus and bacteria, or how being slightly overweight and have high blood pressure affects COVID, and it does overwhelm the person's immune system. From the previous patient description, I don't have the privilege of meeting my patients. They are unconscious. I've only cared for their body. I talk instead with their families by phone, as no one is allowed into the hospital anymore. Both folks with holding symptoms and current exposed staff, cases of COVID, we have clinical staff to take care of the clinical cases. Surgery that will have to be stopped anyway due to lack of resources that are needed off. My gowns, glove are not manufactured in the USA. Hand sanitizer is provided by local companies. My N95 is covered for a month. We don't have the resources. We don't have the personnel to staff beds. I have a minimum of 4 messages a day requesting help from my hospital, other ICUs, as well as fairgrounds. We have 2 full ICUs for COVID, 4 floors dedicated to care, beyond 15-hour week. We have been lucky not to have had a larger surgery. It's not people who've been doing it right or doing a good job protecting our citizens. I am desperate to keep this interaction something normal. Living in someone's worst case scenario every time I go to work is a lot. I sometimes feel hopefully maybe there's a safe way to go forward with fun. The facts in front of me say my opinion. Facts over feelings always. I encourage you to wait longer before holding more village sanctions events. Wait and see what influence season brings. Please see what the surge with the summer looks like. People are suffering and dying. Please help us unify the community against COVID.
Thank you very much. For the report. Anyone else, first round here? I see none, we'll move on to item number 7, standing committee, and committee trustee Burke.
Cover one of the things I have for tonight.
That's it. Item number B is, I don't think planning commission, nothing, and, library board, trustee Sel, for me.
We had a special meeting last week to discuss the capacity limit of both. Meeting was conducted by power outage in the village. So we decided to pull off on discussing that until I really take a meeting. No changes.
Any questions for trustee Sel? All right, with that, we'll move on to, public works committee. Board of Health. Susan, you're gonna bring that one up, so you don't mind, going right up to our street.
All right, just to give you a few updates on COVID, so as of today, earlier this afternoon, we have 44 cases. So these are people that are in isolation. In the past 2 weeks, so that's from October 6th through the 19th, we've done 70 disease investigations of confirmed cases. So we have 3 people who are hospitalized, 2 with pneumonia. The age of our current case ranges from 6 years of age to 90 years of age, with an average age of 47. Most of the people, when we contact them, report 1 to 3 contacts, whether it's in the household or people they're in contact with. Over the past 2 weeks, so that was October 3rd to the 16th, we had 636 retail residents tested for COVID, and the positivity rate was 11%. So that's going up. It's just been going up every week. Last week was 9.6%. So I think about a month ago, we had 7 cases, so now we're at 44. So the positivity rate is going up. We have outbreaks at 2 of our assisted living facilities and 3 of our elementary schools. So when we interview people, we ask them, where do you think you got COVID from, or where do you suspect? They talk about household contacts. So we definitely have seen spread in families where maybe one parent has it, then the other parent will have it, and then the children will have it. So it's spreading within a family, but we also see a non-household spread when families get together, going to restaurants, bars. Some travel within Wisconsin, Illinois, and weddings are kind of back in favor and people are going to weddings, so. We've been doing a limited number of COVID tests at the health department, and we have very strict eligibility criteria, so we can't do very many people. But we've done about 14 in the last week, and of the 7 we did yesterday, 4 came back positive. So again, we've got the spread in the community again. We are helping with some of the COVID testing that's going on out at the Brewer Stadium, Miller Park. And luckily, we don't have to provide staff, but we're helping by paying for some of the supplies. So that's going to change. I think they're going to ask us to provide staff as well. We are doing flu vaccines, so we are doing free flu vaccines to children. So these are by appointment on Tuesdays and Fridays. So we've got about 160 of them. So far, we have 75 scheduled for Thursday, more on Friday. So we're getting a really good response with that. Right now, I've got 6 staff members that are working, doing the case investigation and contact tracing, and they're working 45 to 50 hours a week. So they're, everybody's really tired now. Also at the Board of Health meeting today, we went over the 2020 community health assessment. So this is something that is required by state statute every 5 years. So we hope to be able to share it with the trustees and the chamber, because it's really good information about the health aspects of the residents. And so we will share that with you. And what we do next is create a steering committee that is going to look at those key findings and develop working groups. Like right now, we already have 4 CHIP working groups we call. So they're community health improvement work groups. And we'll look at the data and decide if we're going to look at 4 new work groups or current ones we have or new ones. So we will want you to be involved with that. I think it's important for you to know about the health of the community and have some input as residents of what the health department and the community should be doing about those health issues. So, questions?
Any questions for the?
Yes, you think we'll have an opportunity to do one of those COVID testing in the parking lot?
We use the Wisconsin National Guard, we use that, and they're not, they're sort of decommissioning the guard right now, so what are the reasons they close down the 2 sites at UMOS and Husker High School and move them to Miller is that they needed to move those National Guard, spread them out across the state because there's so many cases around the state. So, and then because of the cost, they're decommissioning them by the middle of December, they're going to be gone. So the only way that we'd be able to do it is if we get mobilized civilians to do it, either staff, using firefighters. Yeah, I wish we could. But
No, I heard nothing but that.
and people can still go to Miller Park. That started this week. And they're gonna have Saturday hours as well. They don't have that this week, but, and they go till 6 o'clock at night. So people that are working, they can go there to work or before work. It's more of, it's a resource issue. And the ones that we were able to do, we had to meet really strict criteria from the state for those supplies and for the testing. So it may come to that, but right now, no. Just not enough people to do it. And cost,
cost.
Expensive.
The cost of design.
Yeah.
There is, I mean, one that I go apart, but it's tremendous. 2,000 cars plus.
Yeah. Yeah, they
For the-
did 12,500 last week at between those two other community sites. So, and there's a site that we started steering that's starting on Friday, which is going to be a barrier-free community site. So when I say barrier-free, no appointment, no health insurance needed, and you don't have to have symptoms. You don't have to.
And people can, when understanding going through that, can go through there more than once.
Yes,
Go there every
You
day.
can. I mean, we discourage what we call
Yeah,
small
yeah.
testing, but we know that sometimes you have to go, that you have to be tested on.
Further questions? So thank you very much.
Very nice.
Excellent. Anything from public health and welfare? All right. About Park and Rec?
My meeting was canceled, but I didn't update. Thinking of having indoor market, of course, in the winter, we closet indoor, or outdoor. So that's just being passed down. Also, the partner did move forward with Bridge for Kids, which I'm not sure if you all remember, but it's like the after school program that needed, and there was an outbreak of COVID in the Bridge for Kids, which I don't know the details on how what's going to all happen, but right now in the elementary schools, at least which where I've seen some classes get sent home, it's easy to identify what the issue is because either a certain class had or whole class was home. In this case, Bridge for Kids, it's kids of all different classes. So to be determined on how it's dealt with, that just happened. Yes.
Any questions? for trustee Sell? With that, moving on to celebration committee.
We did at the meeting there. I think that's what we're going to do.
With that, we'll move on to old business. Old business, board and committee appointments. I do have two tonight I will be doing for the CDA. Few new appointments. Jeff Stone will be added to the CDA as well as Hank Farrington. Will be added to those. So I will take motion to accept that.
Make a motion to accept the CDA candidates listed by President Birmingham.
Further discussion or any question? Take a roll call for approval.
Dombrowski.
Aye.
Trustee McFall.
Aye.
Trustee Bell.
Aye.
Trustee Kevin.
Aye.
President Bergen.
Aye.
Trustee Martin.
Aye.
Trustee Owen.
And we will be, the celebration committee will be held to the next meeting. That's the question. Thank you. With that, we'll move on to item number B, BOT 2073, discussion and necessary action regarding an agreement for mutual assistance between Milwaukee County Fire Department. Chief.
Hello. Thank you for taking this time. Just a clarification from 2 weeks ago, through our discussions and some great questions that we had here, I thought when the vote was voted yes, that there was two parts to the agreement, and I found out later that there was concern about one of the parts. So I'm hoping to get clarification tonight on both of these parts. The one is that we will work with our neighbors, and our neighbors, we will accept their help. This morning, Franklin had a structural fire on our truck. The other part was the chief having operational authority just for operations part. And when I explained it last time, I thought, hey, with the high-rise building, are we going to make protocols to stop on the 5th floor or the 4th floor? I thought everybody voted yes, that this was okay. One big thing is going to come up on our quick attack lines. You want to use smooth bore nozzles or you want to use SM20 fog nozzles? I would hope that I would be able to say yes or no what's the benefit gonna help in Greenville? I know a lot of the communities like to do what they call, reverse lake, when we have to do a water supply. Well, a lot of that won't work here in Greenville, how small our streets are, especially by the originals. So when I come to these groups, I'm gonna say yes, but there's certain parts of Greenville that we have to do a forward lane instead. So we have that operational plan of how we do things. And then basically in the agreement, it states that you either have to vote yes for both or no for both. So that's what I'm
And
bringing.
I think Chief Mon at the ICC meeting, that thing came up exactly the way you were just talking about. We're gonna let the chiefs make that decision, and I think everybody was pretty much aboard with that. You chiefs will make that decision and what's best for the community.
Of course, if they come up and say, you gotta have this type of engine, well, hey, I need $700,000, that's a different story. But it's these little things, so I don't know what the vote was then last.
So we're gonna have to take a motion on this, like this, so somebody.
I'd like to make a motion to the board to approve the mutual assistance agreement between all the Washington County Fire Departments as presented by Fire Chief, and all and things presented.
Any further questions or discussions with the chief? If there's none, we'll take a roll call for approval.
Trustee Nicole?
Aye.
Trustee Stout?
Aye.
Trustee Chadwick?
Aye.
Trustee Brennan?
Aye.
Trustee Perkins?
Aye.
Trustee Lovett? Trustee Correct.
Thank you, Chief. All right, we'll move right along to new business. Number on A thing for tonight is the presentation of the manager's recommended 2021 budget.
Thank you. Every year seems to be a difficult year. And this year we're getting hit with COVID and concerns about tax base impacts, affecting businesses in the future. We did benefit greatly from aid efforts in COVID, which helps help 2020 budget immensely, and will help 2021 budget. We're proposing a 1.9% tax levy increase with levy limits holding it down below 2.08%, and using a manageable amount of fund balance to drop the use of fund balance this year. We also have other factors that our 10-year average increase for the budgets now at 1.19%. Last 2 years we did 1.9 year. Inflation is 1.4. I was uncomfortable going any higher, but I would like to. There's a lot of needs in the budget. There's positions we're proposing to not fund in the 21 budget. We did include wage increase to 2% in the budget, on average of 2% on the merit-based program. So the wages average 2%. Most of the communities around us that were competing for workers that are. We also have the 2.25% increase for firefighters, the contract settlement, and we have not settled the police contract, which is all the way back to 2019. We're still contributing 12% towards employees are contributing 12% towards health insurance. Future capital equipment, infrastructure purchases, HB bonds, and we really used to have a capital equipment fund that's fairly substantially funded, and we just can't do that anymore. Under the current tax levy limits, there will become a point in that this future where the village will no longer be able to provide the present level of services to the residents. In preparing the budget, 2020 estimates were made for all the line items, and we're happy to report that we believe revenues will exceed expenditures for 2020 by the end of the year, $250,000. primarily due to the department heads working with the budgets, grant funds received from both departments due to COVID-19 pandemic and increased expenditures related to training, travel, and being canceled, reduced staff hours, temporary closures at the Welcome Center, library, and post hours. Budget anticipates a 0.49% increase in assessed value. That's an estimate right now. We don't have final numbers yet. So increase in tax levy 1.9%. Come out with a 14. Tax rate will increase 14 cents for 1.86%. That's what we're estimating right now, without that new final numbers. Including the revisions to tax fees, the 2021 budget projects the total cost for village services to a typical home, which would be probably for almost 20 years, with adjusted by what the assessed value adjusted for the village. Then we did reassess this year, so that home is still at $220,796. Tax bill would be $1,754.87, and that would be an increase of $32.03 for last year. It comes up to about $55.46 a month for all services. To get into the detail, major changes, levy increase in all funds 1.9%, which amounts to $195,165. Consider how much the budget is. General fund budget alone is nearly $12 million. We're anticipating taxes from the municipal utility to increase. We have moved the fire insurance used from the state from the equipment fund to the general fund to make it easier to spend those items on the fire department. We had segregated a little harder to spend them. So we moved that. Per penalties and costs was reduced by $90,000 in 2021. Based on historical levels, obviously, shoplifting is down significantly at the mall and in the mall area. City for the streets was down about $15,000, which is a lot, but it's just another decrease. Interest on investments increased by $160,000. Interest rates are rock bottom right now, so we're really not making much on our investments. As I said, budget wage increase to 2% for the non-represented employees, and this is very important. Health insurance will increase by $101,513. Also, an estimate based on the current census of our employees. So it always changes afterwards. And people, once it's the new insurance, decide to change. People retire, so we can take single insurance instead of family, or family instead of single. So they get that. We were quoted an increase with our current carrier over 30%, with the same plan with that carrier. Village is proposing tonight to switch to the state health insurance plan, so we can lower cost plan. And then the renewal of our current plan will be assessed surcharge on the premium rates for 2021, 2022 claims history, but will decrease by, this will increase by 50% in 22, only 0 in 23. So long run, it appears to be better rates, and we will have a much larger pool where we won't have these bad years as the insurance industry calls them, with a lot of claims which we had this last year. IT costs are down $15,000. We did unfund, it was recommended to unfund for one detective position in the police department. It costs $114,257. Chief and I have had some discussions on this, and whether it be a detective or a patrol, that's There's currently a vacancy in the department, so no employees will be impacted. We unfunded one zero social position in Department of Public Works. We caught out savings $1,264 due to budget constraints. Portion of each position is charged to utilities, so savings is related to the general fund expenditures. Cost of gasoline, we kept it $2.75 a gallon. It seems to be a nice number to put in. We never seem to get hit when the market fluctuates up or when it goes down. Welcome Center, we did fully fund. That's something I know a lot of the board members want to talk about. We're going to continue to do that in the future. Either in this packet or we'll get it out later. You'll get a detailed accounting of what it costs to run Welcome Center for 1 year. Governor Reserve, 2 patrol cars. This year, purchased the first with body armor, for the department, and update to some of the squad equipment. Fire department, replacement of the Lucas 3, I think actually this is a new item, Lucas 3 chest compression system. So it does automatic chest compressions. From what I've heard from the fire people, it's a great thing to have. So I didn't get to that at all. Information technology purchase of $87,625. Budget includes fiber connection from Village Hall to the community center, or community learning center, provide faster internet connection to reduce cost of internet services and second payment. It also includes a second payment of the fiber down to the Franklin School District, where we're connecting, finally going to be connected in the next couple months to that system, much higher speeds, much lower cost than currently. School police fund, we're funding 2 school liaison officers. In this budget, the district paying for 1.5 positions and us paying for the other half. The second position. Debt fund includes payments for all the TIP funds that we have, and the general obligation for debt, and the trust fund loans that we have out. The GO debts for the fire stations, the trust fund loans for the equipment and road money we did in 2018. Refuse and recycling really is a continued operation with no real change there. Library fund continues the library budget as a separate fund. Each library revenue is expensive as some special fund. This will allow more precise tracking of revenue and expenditures. It will also include the reported balance sheet accounts and fund balance. The library tax levy was reduced by $90,000. Tax levy contribution was increased from $648,000 to $558,000 in 2021 due to budget constraints. Library circulation of books has also decreased. The last numbers I had were like 45% during the COVID pandemic. They're anticipated to end in 2020 with a fund balance of approximately $60,000. Therefore, in 21, they need to cut expenses by approximately $60,000 to balance their budget. Capital improvement fund. Maintain a high level of funding for street rehabilitation programs. It's $2 million in the streets fund. Building maintenance and construction. Kept that in, which was the roof replacement, which still hasn't done the hose tower. DPW equipment and capital budget request. Department of Public Works submitted again a great deal of dollars in budget requests for items and equipment replacement schedule and long-range capital improvement plan. These items cannot be funded using reasonable tax levy increase. Only way to fund is able to be a significant tax levy increase or through financing using general obligation debt. tax rate would go from $7.53 per thousand, $7.67 per thousand, as we said, it's 14 cents. All of the things other than the utilities, the water and sanitary sewer utility, when you take the tax bill into account, going up from 86%, and the other charges, curbside recycling, we're not proposing changes, stormwater utilities, we're not proposing changes. So the net comes out to 1.75% increase in services. If there's any other questions, now, next week, obviously, past this is mid-November, so there's a lot of time for discussion. Changes.
So I guess one thing I talked about this last year, I talked about again, I enjoyed the water, hopefully, one thing that you just said earlier, really scared me is you can't keep doing this, you have to come service grass.
Eventually.
Okay, that's why don't we start doing something now instead of waiting until it's too late? I just don't understand. I said the same thing 2 years ago. 2 years ago, yes. I'm not okay with this.
I don't think we could do it, you can raise the tax rate.
Correct.
We could. With inflation being so low out there, that's why I proposed 1.9. It's still a 0.5% higher.
I'll say this, I talked to many residents, and they'd rather pay a little bit higher taxes and not have to start cutting stuff. More in a couple of years, that we're going to be in such a hole that they have to start raising grass. I don't know, it just keeps, I feel like now, I don't know, almost a year, and we keep talking about it, and this keeps getting brought up, and honestly, keeps getting scarier and scarier. So I just want to bring up that it's not okay.
We're more quick, I'm more putting it out as a warning. I do believe we're in better shape than other municipalities around us.
Are you saying we're not 1.9%? And the expenses we have are not so good?
So last year, they basically answer that. Prolonged hiring a police officer, we put it with Mason, we put away the police officer for a year. After that, we didn't hire a DPW person. Now we're talking about hiring another police officer.
Not the same one.
It's the same one.
It's the same one.
It's one that's been open for a year. 2 years?
Yeah, it's the same one. We just would, right now I put a hiring freeze out. Or had earlier this year.
Chief, is the same one that was open last year?
No, I mean, we were up to full staff, but we had somebody leave, so this has been open since early fall.
We just keep cutting. And I understand cutting some stuff, I get that, but like, we need to start raising taxes. If we just did a little bit, it would help us in the long term so much. And I don't know what those numbers would be for, I don't know. I would want you to come and say, hey, if we did this for 3 or 4 years, then in 4 or 5 years, we don't have to make this happen to us anymore. I don't want you to do this. Yeah, we might be in another place in other communities. It's been a great place, and not know that a few years we're going to be in a bad place. I don't know, it's just.
The police detective would probably cost around 1% of the increase beyond. And part of the reason they did that division is because I've been watching activity, the actual crime in degree of way down, especially the many hours of things and shoplifting. Don't do that. It's hardly drop dramatic. Depending on what happens with the mall, we can see even more of that. So that was the reason for the police cut, was really us staffing right size.
Right, I'm okay with that. You know, trying to get a worker where.
Not replacing. And frankly, like, look at W this year. We hired more seasonals. I don't I'm not sure, we didn't get things done, general fund, supported wise. We just found out recently, we had some utility issues that we have to address. I'll be talking about that with you. So there we actually adding utility. I think it's big to a lot of it. But you know, general fund things, I think we kept up on pretty good. I didn't notice the drastic changes. And that's mostly because most of our opponent season, we have all the seasons.
Just a couple of questions, points as well. Do you have any idea what the increase primary was? In 2010? If not,
It was much higher. I know I have numbers that I sent to you guys in the past, where 20 years, probably 25 years, no, I mean, 25, 35 years ago, their tax levies for Greenbelt fluctuated greatly. I mean, up to 70%, 3%. We've been doing this slow and steady. I mean, that's what we could do in the last 15 years before I was manager. It's been kind of just try to keep it slow and steady.
I guess I look at years 2010 to 2016, and I feel like that is where why we're in this position. Obviously, we don't want to raise taxes from 1.9 to 2.9. But like negative 0.27, 0.4, 0.11. I mean, the cost of inflation was definitely higher than that for those years. I was not, how we managed this so long has been amazing. What great staff we have, everyone around here, it's amazing. I just don't know that it's sustainable.
Some of those years, they had actually cut the board, cut the levy. That I remember. Yeah, it was at least once.
It was just the time, when it's like, Vietnam, it was just the time where it was very important to residents that the taxes maintain the role.
Yeah,
A lot of
2011 makes sense.
salvage, we were doing a lot of, and their taxes were important. I still think it's that way today.
But that was always, that was also during the changes back in 32, where we realized real savings. You know, I got 6% taken out. The village had been at the fields and all the other places. So that's one of the reasons you see that.
That makes sense. I just, you know, I don't know if Jason likes to talk about that, and that I always, Jason, to an extent, on capital improvements. I know the street, we're so far behind on the streets, you know, decades and decades. I don't know what else we have out there as well as a long-term capital improvement plan. I saw that it was mentioned in DPW after millions of dollars of equipment upgrades that we can't do. What are the details on that?
I mean, they've got older equipment, there's no question.
So I worry that we
There's
don't.
pieces of equipment that I never replaced it, and I'm hoping, you know, this year turns out like it's going to, hope it is, that we'll have some extra money, and I'm anticipating asking for an off-budget purchase of likely the older piece of equipment because it's articulated. With the plow, the use of the sidewalks, use of the thing. You know, see, the thing is, Senator Strange looks at your expenditure budget. We come back and just buy it.
Right. What about borrowing the money that's like, like, if you know what to need now, I'd rather take it into low interest rates than in 2 years, the thing, whatever piece of equipment will cost the rates are not. Right now. I'm not saying we need to do that with this equipment, I'm just saying, in general, that's why
We definitely could use at least a couple of these.
Then my last question on that welcome center, when we get the information on how much it costs to operate, I know a few months ago we had asked, at least I asked, but also figure out how many people are coming in, how many unique visitors are coming in versus the same people who always use it as.
We've tried to do it, we're monitoring that.
Okay, so we'll get that. Yeah, I guess I would have to have one meal also.
You will have.
Chris, it went.
We're keeping track of daily, like the community from Freedale, from other communities outside Freedale, and, you know, we're not having. Yeah. Also, we would be daily numbers. On different times of day, so.
Thank you.
Kind of hard also to say now.
The biggest part of remember, right, Chris, figured it out. The fixed costs that you put that report together, fixed costs are very high. For the level. So cutting hours doesn't affect that. It's more
Yeah.
yes or no.
Right.
You know, I'll perfectly frank, I'd be reluctant to close it right now because of all the other things closing downtown. We would just get another vacancy. That's ridiculous.
You want to talk about it? Further questions for the manager tonight? We will have, everybody remember the dates are the, Tuesday, 26th and 27th.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
We'll put a notice out tomorrow.
All right, with that, we'll move on to, item B, BOT 77, discussion necessary action regarding canceling or modifying trick or treat event based on the agenda by trustee Self and trustee McFall. We will be first started off.
Basically, we haven't talked about this since 2019. Obviously, lots changed since then. Also, this is kind of the topic I kind of approached on, I'd say, for the second month. I've been on board, so I will ask you, are we having it? And it also can be negative about that. Some folks with kids who just didn't feel comfortable necessarily letting their kids go out, but also felt guilty to not turn away from their children. I guess maybe one of us. Other older folks, neighbors of mine, who feel terrible that they're not going to be able to buy games for kids, and are also neighbors who are they're just afraid of having. And then also afraid of having an onslaught more than normal of people from out of town coming, making the problem amplified. I thanks to Sally for putting this together. Sally, we shared together with having it around, having it around us. When I asked, had to put on Milwaukee, I think it was a similar article, but I like Greenfield said they were not. It looked like Franklin was the only community touching us that was actually having it. So if this is more accurate, we can feel a little bit better. But even though it says 62% are having it, the ones that are not are the larger population centers, specifically Milwaukee. And I guess Greenfield, if they are having it, that takes away some. Also, the CDC saying we should not have free. I just felt like it was something that we should at least discuss. Like we gave the service and at least put it out there. And hear what feedback you're having. I did talk to Russell. He's had different feedback than I've had completely. From families that are excited and happy that we are having it. So I just wanted to get it out there so that we could all discuss what we've been hearing, communicate. I think it's just important to talk about it and figure out what the best thing to do is.
I guess go ahead.
And that's basically too, that's why when Matt had called me and he said, yeah, I'll second this just so we can talk about it. I had to take input from our residents too, on the street, whether we should have it. Again, again, you know,
And I think
this
that's very-
is why we brought it up, and again, like Matt said, at the time, I was under the understanding that Greenfield was not having it, some of the surrounding communities. So, you know, it kind of made me nervous that thought of, we were gonna get bombarded by other communities coming to Greenfield, because we were the only ones having it, so that's kind of why we brought it up.
I think I'm glad that, it was brought up. I think I'm annoyed that it was brought up so late in the game. I've had more people call me to say they've got the candy and they got the costumes for the kids, and now Greenville not gonna have it. I can't tell if we were or not, or what I'm except what we were discussing. To me, I always like that idea of any year I could turn my light off in my porch and go bother me and close my curtains and if you would want to be a part of it. And so I think that's kind of where I took it this year. For us adults, we had paydays, we had village days. Now we're gonna cancel holidays for the kids because we're worried. We have the big parties for the adults, and it's kind of where I stand on this whole thing. I just think we do it, and if you're really concerned about your kids, I'm sure all the costumes have masks and all gonna be doing what they need to do. That's my 2 cents. Please,
I also heard positive things about it, which is one meeting, saying we want to have typically. I feel that out of all the events that we have, this is probably the least effective of touching anybody. You know, the choice of coming or not coming, participating or not, we have the light on, so we're encouraging for them to participate, turn the light on. I've been just having a bucket of candy outside of my house, not touching anything, and they can just pick the candy out of the bucket. You know, I think that it's perfectly.
I also, pay attention to even more so the last couple of weeks. And majority of people contact me have been wanting to produce big bucket candy outfits already. And if we don't do it, what communities can they go to? Just put it off. Yes. Strictly voluntary, during your light off, don't participate. But when you look at here, and again, thank you for chatting today. Franklin's doing it, same hours as us. Greenfield, Dell's Corners, Oak Creek, everybody around us is doing it. But we tell Greenfield people who want to, not supposed to no one, who want to, all they have to do is hop in the car and go to another community. That brings up what you said. So I would like that in Greenfield and Oak Creek, sending all their people over here. That's really what we're doing. Now floor event, they're coming inside, there she's standing on the sidewalk. Kids come up, most of my house have masks on anyway. That is very careful. And I think it's a little, I think this is an event for the kids who can do strictly voluntary.
just to check.
Okay, even this morning, I had somebody come up to me and say, oh my gosh, you should not have trick or treat because everybody around us has canceled. Okay, and Greenfield's the only one that's having it. I got into a huge panic and I thought, oh my God, I missed the news or something. So that's why I went home and I started to check it out. I knew it was on the agenda. And I checked it out because I thought, oh my gosh, if that's true, Greenville's the one little island that's gonna get candy and nobody around us is. They're all coming here. I got that. But when I started checking, you know, I thought, okay, I didn't miss the news. All right. This is, I think, doable. 1/3 of Milwaukee County is definitely not doable. Okay, I got that. 2/3 of Milwaukee County is doing it. And I'm okay with this. But no one, even if you, no matter what, it's your own family decision. If you are not sending your child out to do trick or treat and you're doing something special for Halloween at home, that's great. I don't think government is always the answer to say, well, honey, you can't go out because Greenville said no. You say, honey, you can't go out if we've decided that because of the COVID or the virus, we're gonna stay home and we're gonna have our fun here at home. It's still, no matter what, it is the family's decision. I echo, it is a voluntary type thing. If you buy candy and you wanna put it out, I agree with Donna. I'm setting my stuff out. I wish I was like, who is it, a phone? He's got a tube.
Yeah.
And with the kids, you know, and you send the food down the tube. I would love to do that. I wish I could talk my husband into building that. But on the whole, I think there are solutions to this. But no matter what, whether you have the candy, whether you have the costume or whatever, whether you're celebrating at home, it's still your decision for your family. No matter what the government says, it's your decision. And I think that's the important thing to realize. If you send your child out or you keep them at home, it's your decision.
I guess one other thing I would say, I noticed on Facebook today or yesterday, but people are already saying that the village canceled it. They're planning it in
Their own street.
their own street,
Yeah.
so it's
How
like,
ridiculous is that?
yeah.
And then your child can't go.
that's crazy at all. No, the thing I'll say about looking online, though, that's just a dangerous trap. Everyone on Facebook was, how dare they have trick or treat, and then all they announced it on the agenda. How dare they talk about canceling trick or treat, right? So, I mean, just ignore the social media.
Even on neighborhood, I'm like,
Yeah.
Greenville is canceling this. Oh. So, I guess I would put out there that we need to, take a vote on this,
Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll take a motion right here and there.
It's already been approved.
It's already been approved. All right, why don't we just move on? Because, with that, we'll go on to, item number C, DOT 2078. Discuss and necessary action pertaining to special events permit for the celebration committee on the tree lighting ceremony. And those get
The Public Celebration Committee is requesting a special event permit for the annual tree lighting ceremony on Friday, November 7th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Broad Street will be closed for normal on Friday evening, starting just north of Schoolway, leaving the business driveway open. Northway will be closed between Municipal Square Streets. Timing for the closures. Additional requests to declare Friday for the celebration day. This year, what we're gonna try and do is avoid congregating in front of Village Hall, have a few little, treats and specials outside of the shops to encourage people to disperse amongst the village. With minimal attractions happening in front of the Village Hall and not to completely scale it back. We still have Santa come in on the fire truck, no photo opportunities or Santa getting even off the truck necessarily. To do any photos, just come in on the truck, stay up there, and if he needs, we'll kind of discuss that with the fire chief and everything. If he just keeps going on through and just goes back to the fire station, everybody waves, they get their thrill, the lights get turned on. And, everyone still gets that Christmas spirit, but it's dispersed, it's not congregating in crowds in the Village Hall and it's staying in line. So that was kind of the way that we would try and still have something exciting in the holiday spirit, but still be as good as possible. And we'll determine additional details as the date gets closer.
any questions for Christine on this item? Yes, please.
I'd like to make a motion.
Captain, please.
Just want to say, I think this Christmas tree lighting event draws in so many people from around, and the way you outlined it, having not as congregated, is a very good way to go without taking it away. When the Christmas tree light goes on, a good cheers on the audience. Glad you're making some adjustments.
I think it goes on to the stores to do what they need to do to,
Exactly.
to keep people safe. And really, that's what should go on. The stores are handing out and stuff.
Right, it helps the businesses for this event as
Trustee
well.
Carroll, please.
Kristen, I'm sure you're probably gonna voice the fact about the social distancing and all that stuff.
Exactly, when we put it out there.
I know it's too late now, but, taking a cue from, Disney World, they of course had to suspend, character, places. I mean, you can't go up to Pluto or anything.
Right.
But they do have the drive-through, so I think your idea about the Santa is great. And if there were other drive-through with Mrs. Santa and Alice and stuff, that would be.
And this is Santa, so how they're going to participate. So, yeah, we have an
That would be nice. Okay, thank you.
Any further questions? We can have a quick answer. That's-
Thought about adding or just combining the Dickens and the.
Oh, yes. Yeah, there's two, what I was explaining, these are two separate events. They both bring a lot of business down to the village as well, so to combine them all, you know, it's better for the businesses, which is kind of why we're doing this, you know, and the community to have two opportunities to have business, you know, and business come down to the village for two separate events and combine them all. So the principle of one is a lot going on, and these are the ones that take more time. So I give up either or, so yes, I did bring that up.
No, it's because of, like you said, your discussion on spreading it out this year, that's kind of how Dickens is, kind of a spread out event. Start, library across, 50, 38, front purchase and all that. It's kind of a spread out that, event, but like that, yeah, just a question.
Right, it brings, you know, double the, of
Right.
business down to the village, you know.
I know we've had a lot of discussion.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, Jim.
Just a quick question, we're not doing anything for a small business.
We are gonna be doing small business Saturday, yes. Next year we did a punch card and specialism on all the different shops and everything, so that email's going around with me and Marie, with Frank again, and I, with all those businesses, you know, they like, they do some special advertise for that as well.
Okay, thank
So
you.
that's 3 opportunities for bringing business down to.
I just want to confuse people.
Okay, thank you. Motion, for, we take a motion then? Mr. Vincent?
Thank you.
We take a, roll call for approval.
Trustee Sal.
Aye.
Trustee Giesman.
Aye.
President Berman.
Aye.
Trustee Berman.
Review.
Steelman. Trustee Zebrowski. Trustee McCollum.
Very good, and, thank you. Hold on, you're up next again. We're gonna move on to, VOT 79. Discussion necessary action with special events permit to, Dickens of village. They call it that.
So a week later, the public celebration committee is requesting approval for the village on Friday, December 4th, from 4 to 9 p.m. Broad Street will be closed for normal on Friday afternoon, which means the way north way, moving the west, business yard was open. Grand Haven has approved and requested to close the east and the west side parking lot on the north end, north of that middle sidewalk, to allow for a huge, vast amount of space and opportunity for people to disperse. So they're not crowded on the sidewalks. There's plenty of room for any food vendors or anything that we want to bring in, as far as that goes, to minimize the sidewalk, and to do the overcrowding and not invest in safety as well. The police and the other will determine the type of barricades and that kind of closure. Additional requests to declare Friday, December 4th, celebration day, so that all of those village businesses can benefit from the future as well. So like I said, we're gonna really open it up again this year, but still scale it back. We've offered volunteers to each of the businesses to police any capacity issues, so that some of them don't want to turn people away and don't want to feel uncomfortable doing that. We would offer
coupons or, you know, come back the next day and get a discount or whatever, and you minimize people coming in and are inviting most of the businesses to participate outside. All of them that we talked to are excited about that opportunity. Kichiku and some of the other businesses that have kind of been a little hesitant are excited about the opportunity to get some business down there, and if we come outside and we take us up on the offer to have a volunteer help police the capacity issue and really try and make it more of an outdoor free flowing event rather than everybody have sidewalks publicly inside. So that was but that's they're looking for. Yes, we will be they will be doing for
Then we do lose differences.
Right, so we wouldn't be doing the play, we still would have the characters walking around, and in lieu of the play, we've worked with Gifted Wings to do a outdoor movie projected onto the Julie Gerard's brick wall, so that we would do like How the Rich Stole Christmas and Charlie Brown Christmas, and just little cartoons and stuff, with features, so that there would be a big area where people could sit and relax, and that would be instead of like the crowded area for the play that we used to have. So that's a little more spread out and free flowing as well, rather than probably not a little five version.
That's
Kind of our plan.
The question kind of relates to this little topic, but I've been asked a couple residents, there's still going to be little bike Christmas trees down.
Yes, well, there's a tree farm is still gonna be there. They'll be starting on the tree lighting ceremony. So their first opening night will be the tree lighting.
And they will be at.
I think we will have. Yeah. We also are not gonna be doing the horse drawn carriage ride as well. Just to kind of, you know, that's a crowded area. So we are discussing, we're gonna work on that. If, you know, we can find a route that works for everyone.
I'll take a motion for approval.
I'd like to make a motion to the village board to approve the special event permit for tickets to the village. That's it.
Further discussion? None, we'll take a roll call for approval, please.
Trustee Taylor? President Berman?
Aye.
Trustee Burden? Trustee Gillet? Trustee Zebrowski? Trustee McCall?
Aye.
Trustee Stout?
Thank you, Kristen. All right, then to the last part of this new business. VOT 2080. Discuss the necessary action regarding the village 2021 Memorial Dental, Health, Dental, and Vision Insurance. And, Sarah, thank you.
Earlier with United Healthcare, they have been since 2017. When they do our renewal, they look at our loss ratio for the previous 12-month period. They're a few months behind, but data through July. Unfortunately, we had a loss ratio of over 100% almost every month for COVID months. And so basically, we're paying less in premiums than they're paying on claims. Happy with this. So they proposed originally 32% with our plan, and then they bring it down to 30. So our broker went out and got quotes from other carriers and also looked at plan changes with United. Those are still a 15 to 20% increase with significant plan changes. We also applied for the state plan. We have to go through the writing process of the loss ratios, and they will assess the surcharge if you're not good risk, you're high risk pool, like you could hard. They told us the surcharge could be anywhere from 8% to 30% of rates. They came back and told us about 10%. So every single plan you will pay an extra $80 a month. And every family plan, it's $200 a month. Next year that will cut half of the year after. Last week, United Healthcare also offered a 0% increase, but it would increase our deductibles from $2,000, $4,000 to $5,000, $10,000, which is a lot higher. Our broker did offer that we could offer HRA to employees to kind of cover that difference. Ty was concerned about, you don't know exactly what that cost would be in the village, so he's recommending the state plan. The state plan, we're looking at a 4 different plan options with a local deductible. A much lower deductible, it's $500 to $1,000. But it's an HSA plan, so instead of now, you only pay a deductible for major things, like surgery, you have a baby. But this plan you'll pay, you know, you take your kid to the doctor for your infection, you pay that cost to get your deductible. They also require part-time employees that are on the additional 7 people that are offered insurance now. We're recommending a change to the personnel manuals to address that, and those people would be offered insurance at a higher rate, so they're paid 35% for single, 50 for family, so it's not like they're depending on what they get. With each plan, they have different carrier options, so the village would pay 88% of the lowest cost plan with network health. The network health does not cover Aurora or Core Health Care, so anybody who has doctors in those areas and want to keep them would have to upgrade to VA Trust, get a difference between $25 for single. So it's going to be a change for employees, and depending on, you have a lot of things with these savings, but for those people who probably take a little bit more, they're recommending that move and keeping dental with United Healthcare would be, contribute to that, but employees pay that, and 0% increase. And we also offer the supplemental vision.
Question is,
That was it.
We talked about it. With done in the past, where we paid for that protective service, but not protective service people, because they have but the thought being that since almost everybody's going to pay that, if you pays $1,000, $100,000 essentially for all about $100. So that having had used the insurance, or that happened in the past, some people didn't pay anything are going to pay now, but other people who had higher claims are going to pay a lot less. But my thought was, once the surcharges go away and we're in the state, the huge pool of people that is a state plan, that in the long run should be more effective way for us to get insurance. Also, we could move, one more move we had to set the high deductible plan that the state offers, which is more out of pocket cost. Yeah.
Sometimes you can offer I don't know, that's not fair. You can go, and then, sometimes you can subsidize the higher plan, so cheaper overall, that's money.
The only way they let you go to the state is to do a high point. Say, police that can get this plan, tired, get it.
Any questions on this? If not, take a motion for.
Make a motion to the board to approve resolution R202015 to join the state health insurance plan, local health plan beginning 1/1/21, beginning with United Healthcare, the dental plan, Superior Vision, the vision plan, to amend personnel manual as presented, taking into account state insurance requirement that all employees in the Wisconsin retirement system to offer health insurance coverage as outlined by Sam. Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah. We're part of it.
That give up the option? To take insurance?
You're not.
Oh. What is that? I know you are.
The village employees, full-time employees are not under us.
What we're planning.
You have an alternate
No.
social security.
No, but, those in the back.
Collect all.
Oh.
I should have.
Further discussion? I'll take a roll call for approving this.
Trustee Berman?
Aye.
Trustee Berman?
Aye.
Trustee Allen?
Aye.
Trustee Zebrowski?
Aye.
Trustee McCall? Trustee Seth?
Aye.
Trustee Taylor?
All right, everybody, should have received, things from all of the department heads, any questions, from any of the, things that we received tonight? See none, I'll say, village manager, and anything from that?
Just thinking that I forgot to mention, during the budget report, having been out of town for a week, and, I relied much more on this victory and Sarah Weisher to get in the budget put together, and budget memo, and check the numbers much more than I relied on in the past. And they did a pretty good job. So,
The president report, I have nothing tonight. We move right on to the last time for the citizens, with our left here, would you like to say something? With that, we'll go right on to, I will accept the German.
Motion to adjourn.
Take, roll call.